ended up running away with it by 12. And interestingly enough, get your thoughts on this, Daniel. Jane Cook starting on the bench.
Yeah, she last week she started in keeper for them, so she hasn't started most of their finals in goal shooter. She has been in keeper, but look, I think this is a good move from Matt to play with Jane on the bench. Josh has really settled in goal shooter, and you know, Maddie Bulson in keeper. She's a really good matchup for Mandy Hanegraaff from Parkville. So I really think that, you know, the options that Matt's chosen is just to make sure they stay, you know, really in the game from the start.
So Parkville up 2-0 after 2 minutes of play. Falcons looked to move into attack, but just a little fumble. Richardson with the throw-in for the Panthers.
I'm really interested to see this tussle between Riley Richardson and Jake Noonan. Jake's new to the Open Men's team this year, and both of them are teammates coming up at Nationals, and I think that they're going to have a nice little rivalry tonight on the court. So I'm really interested to see who can get the win on that one. They're both very speedy, athletic players. And we can see it's going on now already.
It's already a little bit niggly. Both Falcons shooters holding the front space in the circle. And their third goal, and in fact they lead. I got that wrong earlier. Falcons lead 3-1. Richardson, strong drive to the top of the circle, finds Roberts on the base. And nets for the Panthers' second goal. Noonan stuck for an option. Josh Smith. Probably not the best option to pass that one off. Probably should have taken a chance and put up a shot himself.
Yeah, I think that just the choice, you know, maybe going to the smaller goal attack. You know, she's done a lot of work on the outside of the circle for them to get the ball through to the circle. You know, he probably just needs to turn and trust himself and put the ball through the ring. You know, Brodie Roberts there with another goal. Takes the score to 3-3. And just the delivery to Brodie Roberts there, a little bit suspect, but Brodie with the ball and a shot to post. And a penalty with Bulson out of play as well. And a nice shot there by Brodie Roberts for a 4-3 lead. City West Falcons with a nice ball to the edge of the circle, both in the same space, but Josh with the ball. And a shot and a miss, but a beautiful rebound there by Josh Smith, and a nice, lovely shot to finish that one off.
He's got a bit of a height advantage in that circle too.
He does. It's a lovely shot by Hanegraaff there. Really talented Mandy Hanegraaff. She's got a lovely hold and a lovely nice shot on her that's, you know, good from range. She's got confidence. She'll put the ball up and swish it every time. So hopefully they can get her the ball delivered nice and well. She makes a good team with Brodie Roberts.
Good tap there from Dylan Nexhip. Big outlet ball from Riley Richardson. Hanegraaff doesn't want to shoot that one.
We can see the nice setup there from Hannah Gruff, getting Bulson out of play. A nice shot there here for Roberts.
And a little off early. He was a little off early also in the Premier Men's Final just played. Bobcats 49-41 victors over the Blackhawks. Oh.
Molly Jovic there, trying to get the ball. Unfortunately, just went offside. Tried to use the ball to stay onside.
No one went to help her up.
I know. Lovely shot there from Gray. I'm a real big fan of her. She does so much of that little bit of work on the outside of the circle that a goal attack should do. It's just nice and calm and steady on the shot. She was really impressive in both the two finals they've played so far.
That was a big outlet, and Roberts did everything but the pass off. Martin, Noonan. And next hit out of play. Falcons, the goal, take the lead by 1 with the centre pass to follow, lead 6-5 after the first half of the first quarter. Oh, good pick off by Richardson.
He's very talented defensively, Riley Richardson. He gets his hands to a lot of ball and is able to just create turnovers out of nowhere. He just gets in there, gets the ball, does the groundwork. A turnover there from Parkville.
Martin mops up Noonan. Parkville putting on a nice press in the middle. Martin tries to drive through it. Josh Smith a long way from home and was stuck for an option for a little while.
Some nickel inside the circle as well. And Maddie Gray with the shot. And it's a lovely one. Nice swish through there. Takes the score to 7-5 to City West. Richardson with the ball.
Oh, he looked into the circle there. Roberts was gliding along the baseline there and elected not to.
Roberts is getting a little bit of attention from Martin at the moment. And Hannah Gruff with the pop and a nice little shot. And there we go, straight through. Falcon centre pass. Let's just see how they set this one up. Into Lind in the pocket and through with a nice sweep was Gray. A lovely shot there as well to finish it off. It's 8-6.
And Maddie Gray yet to miss as well. 4 from 4 to open the match. Roberts. Nothing but net on that occasion.
And look, I've been a teammate of Brodie's for probably, I think, the last 4 years now. And he's just come on leaps and bounds. He's such a talented goaler. A great ball into Josh Smith under the post.
Yeah, next hip's eyes were down just a fraction.
Forced turnover there by Falcons. Great work under the post there from Bulson. Let's see if they can bring it down the court. Find Josh Smith in the goal ring. Maddie Gray will look to sink it. Lovely shot.
So just under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Falcons lead by 3. It would be a great win if they are able to take this out to come from 4th.
Definitely. Definitely would be. The mixed competition this year had probably 7 teams that could have made the finals. 2 teams from last year that were in finals missed out. We had Eastside Sonics join up from Division 1 this year and surprised a couple of teams as well. I think most of the games throughout the year were really even. You know, you just kind of didn't know who was going to win or if everyone had their whole lineup available to play. You know, a few injuries may have damaged some teams. I know for our team, myself playing for Blackhawks, obviously I didn't get to play in the final and missed the mixed season as well. But, you know, Parkville were you know, hit with injuries as well. You know, Mandy Hanegraaff was out for the beginning of the season with a back injury. So, you know, whether you finished first or whether you finished sixth, it really, you know, didn't matter. Everyone had to kind of perform every week, and Parkville went through undefeated. So
they're incredibly lucky.
That's right.
Roberts brings the margin back to 3. Falcons into attack. Noonan. Gray. Looking for Maggie Lind. Great hustle from Panthers. Contact on Richardson, so penalty outside for the Falcons. And now there'll be one inside. Quick pass off from Gray to Smith. Restores the 4-goal margin. Roberts back to Richardson. Jovic. It was a great ball into Roberts, but penalty outside against Noonan. Hanegraaff. Rims out. Martin with the rebound. And that was quick transition from the Falcons. Noonan. Outside touch from Richardson. Great hands. Good backup too for the Panthers. Big outlet ball finds Jovic.
It's a lovely ball.
And Roberts. He was onto the post. He wanted it. But Hanegraaff, oh, it's 2 in a row she's missed. Could have just steadied the ship slightly, and Noonan's lost his bib.
Nice little bit of sportsmanship there from Riley.
I would have left it.
It's not how you play the game.
Just over a minute remaining. Margin is 4 to the Falcons. Would you have picked the first quarter the way it's panned out so far?
No, not at all. I'm not surprised that it's gone this way a little bit. Parkville do have a tendency either to blow teams out the park or to have a little bit of an off first quarter. It'll be interesting to see how they handle this in a grand final, though, and whether they're going to come back flying. I didn't see it being 5 goals at the moment and about to possibly be 6. It's a lovely cut there by Josh Smith into the circle. He just needs to finish it off.
He does.
Nice, simple, beautiful squish on that shot there.
Now the Panthers have a chance to score one more for quarter time.
There's not long left, just 10 seconds. They really want to
Noonan
hurry up and get this ball under the post. A shot for Roberts is off. Oh, there's a penalty.
There'll be a penalty after the siren now.
Yeah. You just really want to be careful when there's no time left on the clock not to give away that ball under the ring. Can be a little costly. Hanegraaff puts the ball through the ring there.
So the Panthers make use of that last penalty shot after the siren, but they still trail the City West Falcons at quarter time, 14-9.
A nice, lovely shot to finish that one off.
Got a bit of a height advantage in that circle too.
He does. It's a lovely shot by Hanegraaff there.
Ball from Riley. Richardson. Hanegraaff doesn't want to shoot that one.
Played so far.
That was a big outlet, and Roberts, to open the match. Roberts. Nothing but net on that occasion.
two teams from last year that were in finals missed out. We had Eastside Sonics join hit with injuries as well. Mandy Hanegraaff was out.
Big outlet ball finds Jovic.
It's a lovely ball.
And Roberts, he was
Not
on.
at all. I'm not surprised that it's gone this way a little bit. Parkville do have a tendency either to blow Josh Smith into the circle. He just needs to finish it off.
He does.
Nice, simple, beautiful swish.
So quarter time in the open mixed Premier Division. City West Falcons lead by 5. Just some shooting stats from that first quarter. Josh Smith with 7 from 8. Maddie Gray 6 from 6 in that first quarter. Panthers only had 1 less attempt, but shooting at 69%. Hanegraaff with 3 from 5 and Roberts 6 from 8. Doesn't look to be any.
Yeah, there's one change there. They've put on Corey Nexip on into goal attack for Brodie Roberts. Interesting move. I thought Brodie was doing a lot of work outside the circle. They really just weren't getting the ball in. But, Corey's a phenomenal athlete as well. And is quite versatile, can play at either end of the court. So, looking forward to see what he did. We would have just seen him playing in goalkeeper and goal defence in the last match. So it's his opportunity to get out there and show what he can do in the goal circle.
So Lind goes for the high ball into Smith. Doesn't come off. Gray, though, continues her perfect record. And extends the margin to 6. Richardson. Next hit, his first shot of the quarter. Rims out, but Hanegraaff with a rebound.
One thing that Mandy Hanegraaff does have is a really good ability to get under the ball and rebound it on a missed shot. She's got a really good timing on her leap under the post and is able to pull the ball in. Lovely height.
Martin Noonan. Good pick off
with the ball
from Dylan Nexhip. Great outlet. Finds Jovic. Back to Richardson and Hanegraaff on the drive. Took Maddie Balson on a merry chase and comes up with it.
Maddie Balson's great over anyone's shot, and Mandy Hanegraaff has a very quick release, but we saw it then. If she gets faked out of it, certainly an opportunity to come up with a rebound, which is what happened.
It's a step there on Barlow, and now a penalty. So Maddie Gray takes the pass inside. Smith and Gray just running on top of each other's drives just then. Gray still without a miss. And the margin is out to 6. Just over 2 minutes gone in the second quarter. Panthers have had a good run so far this season. 11 wins without a loss, sorry. It's Corey Nexhip scores his first.
like I spoke about before, I'm really interested to see how Parkville take the next little bit of this quarter on, and whether they can start to reel back that margin and get on top of things, or whether they're going to, you know, struggle. Grand final pressure is really harsh and hard, so we'll see how that goes. It's Maddie Gray's first miss for the night, unfortunately. Good pressure by Nexip there over the shot, I think. Really maybe just spooked her out of having a nice clean shot, and, you know, gets rewarded. Riley Richardson on the outside of the circle. You know, Parkville an opportunity, penalty. Get the ball in. Lovely pop there from Hanegraaff.
And the shot to finish.
Right. Parkville centre into Jovic.
Hanegraaff outside the circle, and
put the ball into the wrong space, you know.
It's the wrong side of the post to probably pop that pass.
Really just got to look at where you're putting the ball away from the defender so that someone can run onto it and get onto that ball. Lovely intercept there
by Dylan Nexip. Read it like a book. Richardson making sure he was on court before he took that pass, and a beautiful outlet. Nexip.
It's pretty netball from Parkville Panthers there.
They lead the quarter break 4-2. So they're trying to build some momentum and get into the margin.
Flogging up the space there, Maggie Lind. Really like to see her just open up the court a little bit more. You know, she's known for being able to kind of work the front space, but also get into the pockets. I'd just like to see us, you know, balance up the court a little bit more evenly.
Josh Smith with his first for the quarter. 8 from 9 for the game. Jovic, Richardson. Great drive from Nexip. Good vision from Richardson.
Beautiful vision. Great ball to the post. Great drive there from the outside of the circle.
And Parkville come up with it again. Great run from Richardson.
And that's the defensive pressure that Riley has. Just able to put in, you know, 100% into getting to the ball and doing the hard work first, and then just come up with a nice clean turnover. Under the posts, now down by just 2.
And the chance to reduce it even further.
Here we go.
Little pop pass from Hanegraaff. Nexip makes sure of it. 7-3 the quarter break. Almost 6 minutes gone. Falcons looking to just settle a little and score this next goal in grey, as Smith was double teamed. Great footwork. Panthers through Jovic. And Hanegraaff.
The umpire just resetting the penalty where it needed to be.
Hanegraaff again, just the wrong space then.
Yeah,
in the feed.
I think they just need to steady it up a little bit instead of having Corey move around so much. He just needs to kind of post up well and give Mandy just the ability to see where the space is instead of him just moving around a little bit too much.
It was a great read and follow through from Richardson there. Just committed himself to the ball.
A bit shaky on the shot there.
So Falcons looking to, again.
They've struggled down the court the last few times we've tried to get down. So,
yeah,
and again, another turnover.
They just resorted to throwing some really high indirect passes that the Panthers were able to pick off. Richardson.
Yeah, I think someone just really needs to punch through and get onto the ball. You know, it's really important that not everyone's just sitting back and waiting for someone else to do the work. I think someone, you know, the last 3 times they've been down the court, no one's helped out. And if one person's done a drive, there's no one to back up with the next one. So if they can start to get that back, you know, they're not going to lose the lead. But you know, interested to see if Matt thinks that there's a change that needs to happen, or whether he's just happy to let it sit and wait out.
Well, that penalty, was it set?
No, no.
Joel Owen says no, it wasn't.
No, he's bringing it back.
And Smith, just his second goal in 8 minutes.
Been a bit quiet this quarter, I think. Maybe just trying to do a little bit too much work instead of setting himself up for a nice space. I know they didn't get the ball into him fantastically at the start of the quarter, but it's not a reason to change the game plan and to go into something new just yet. So I'd like to see him post up a little bit more, be a strong option. He's got a good leap on him as well, so if they can start to use it, it gives them a really nice, easy option. Maddie Gray's been fantastic in front of him, so, you know, it's keeping the movement patterns really simple. You know, instead of going for that long ball in there. Next hit with a bit of a rush at the ball.
Umpire Joel Owen just telling everyone to calm down a little bit.
Don't know if a caution was thrown out then or not.
Yeah.
Can't really tell from up here.
It was just a blanket.
Yeah, everyone
keep it nice,
down.
guys. That was a great contest from Cam Martin.
Probably just needed to get his feet through on that one a little bit more, get himself through into the space.
But Hannah Graf,
lovely shot.
While everyone else is having a little argument, she's just happy to put up the shot. Maggie Lind, good stretch. Oh, brilliant 1-2 between Lind and Gray. And happy to take the shot. 11 from 12 for Maddie Gray, 92% so far. Just over 5 minutes to go until half time. And it's anyone's game now. Panthers right back in it, having clawed their way back from 5 goals down at quarter time. Corey Nexip brings it back 2-1.
Strong part of Corey's game is that any missed shot usually gets rebounded by him. He's got great timing, great elevation, you know, reads the ball really well at both ends. So any of those missed shots, you know, they're really his for the taking. So he's quite useful whilst being still fairly accurate.
Great touch there from Dylan Nexip.
Lovely dodge under the post there from Maddie Gray, and sinks the ball. Takes them back out to a 2-goal lead.
Now the Panthers through Richardson, Jovic, Nexip. Richardson, beautiful vision. Nexip just lost Cam Martin in the circle. He's 8 from 10 since coming on at quarter time. Roberts had 6 from 8, and there's still 4 minutes left in the quarter. So 12-8 the quarter break in favour of the Panthers. They've certainly made better use of their opportunities as Nexip gets his hand to another, and the Panthers look to drive into attack.
Oh, Cam Martin out.
Yeah, he saw it early.
Saw it. Unfortunately, it's Corey Nexip under the post though, and that gets Parkville back to 22-all.
Jovic, Hannah Graf, Nexip directing traffic. Richardson.
Could have put that ball a little closer to the post, I think, instead of pushing him out a little bit further. Missed shot, and it's a Falcons throw in.
So Nexip just misses the chance for the Panthers to take the lead.
But again, Falcons really struggling to get that ball out. Even when they get that turnover, there's just, you know,
there's no drive.
No one coming through.
Richardson was, there's a screen going on, and Richardson was looking to throw it in there from the throw in, but
great work from Cam Martin there, just forcing the error.
.22 apiece. I thought it was great positioning from Barlow, but called for the contact. Martin. Noonan, no one on him.
Lovely ball under the post. Great vision there from Jake Noonan. Puts the ball in, and Josh Smith there with the goal to take the lead back again. 23-22.
And centre pass to follow. So that was on a Panther centre pass. Be great if they could convert the break. They've been a little patchy in this second quarter.
Casey Adamson there with a great touch.
Adamson had good front position, but Noonan the height. Richardson called for the obstruction. And next hip 2 now. Josh Smith converts. Hasn't missed this quarter, but just put up the 4 shots at goal. And the Panthers will be pleased with the way they've been able to work themselves back into the game. Jovic now. Richardson on the drive. Good fake by Jovic. Next hip leaves it for Hanegraaff. But receives the pass off. It's next hip's 10th of the quarter. Falcons now under a minute to go until half time. And their lead has been cut to just 1.
And we see it again, just struggling to find an option there in that middle third. Martin into Noonan. Across that kick. A great drive there by Jake Noonan, just trying to punch through. And the ball could go into Josh Smith, but...
Great tip from Riley Richardson and managed to stay onside.
And sometimes that's what happens if you miss that option into the shooter. Gives the opposition the opportunity just to get that turnover. Now they're back and under the post. A lovely shot there by Corey next hip. Gets it back to even. Centre pass as well. Just 13 seconds to go in the quarter. Time held for the ball from the other court.
Probably not the right option
work
from Jovic. Probably could have managed one more pass. Just 3 seconds on the clock. I dare say there's not enough time for the Falcons to score.
Just about the choices. 10 seconds or 2 seconds. Do I need to get it into the circle? Do I not?
And half-time in the Open Mixed Division Final, the 2017 Victorian MLeague. It is even, 24 apiece, Panthers and the Falcons. Goes for the high ball into Smith, doesn't come off. Gray, though, continues her perfect record. Rims out, but Hanegraaff with a rebound. Making sure he was on court before he took that pass, and a beautiful outlet. Next hip.
It's pretty netball from Parkville Panthers there.
Jovic, Richardson.
Lovely
Great
ball
drive from next hip.
there from the outside of the circle. 100% into getting to the ball and doing the hard work first, and then just come up with a nice clean turnover. Needs to kind of post up well and give Mandy just the ability to see where the space is instead of...
Good stretch. Oh, brilliant 1-2 between Lind and Gray. Noonan, no one on him.
Lovely ball under the post. Great vision there from Jake Noonan. Puts the ball in.
It'd be great if they could convert the break. They've been a little patchy in this second quarter.
Casey Adamson there with a great
So we're back here for the second half. Panthers and Falcons locked at 24 apiece at half-time. And really it was a tale of two very different quarters. 14-9 the first quarter and 15-10 the second in favour of the Panthers to tie it up.
Yeah, it was. Look, it's a City West centre pass, and there's looks to be no changes there from Matt Blomley in regards to sticking with the same lineup that started the first half, and unfortunately a miss there to Smith there as well. So Parkville with the ball at the start of the quarter. Now chance to take it back. Oh, beautiful take there by Josh Smith. It really does pay when your goalers get an intercept. Would have been nice to let that ball go under the post. And Gray with a great shot.
Continues her good work from the first half. 12 from 13 to half-time. And Smith too, 11 from 12. They actually had 6 less shots than the Panthers. Hannah Graf 7 from 10 for the first half. Next hip, 11 from 14 in that second quarter. And Brody Roberts 6 from 8 in the first quarter. As the Falcons look to convert the first turnover of the third quarter.
Gray with the ball on the edge of the circle into Smith from Noonan. Just tries to flick it back out. Reset the circle. It's an offside call there from the umpire. And Maddie Gray just looks like that she's in control of the circle there with Josh Smith, setting him up so that they can find the space either under the post.
At times, she's the only one moving.
Yeah.
And the umpire is going to recognise that when it comes to, penalties on that front. I think Barlow's been a little bit slow to react at times. Yeah. And wrong-footed there from Gray. Good chase from next hip. The backup was there for the Panthers. And next hip scores the first for the Panthers in the third quarter. Richardson, next hip. Hannah Graf happy to stay in the circle. Jovic, back to Richardson, now out the circle. And
great work, Cam Martin.
Yeah, Cam Martin got up well then to contest. Probably not the right option.
Look, I think that's a really unlucky call on Hannah Graf there. I think there was a little bit of arms flying everywhere in the circle. This time they have no problems bringing the ball down the court. Falcons on the fly. Just struggling to get the ball into the circle now, playing around on circle edge. Great ball into Josh Smith from Maggie Lind. And can't finish it off, but gets the rebound.
Brilliant
well done.
Tip to his advantage.
That's right. Another goal there. Takes them out to a 2-goal lead here and centre pass to come.
Noonan through the back corridor. On to Lind and Gray. Work it between themselves.
Nice and smart there by Maddie Gray.
Falcons look their best when they're patient in attack and not rushed. And they skip out to a 3-goal lead early in this third quarter. Jovic.
Great ball. Next hit with the shot. Balson just lands on his leg. Gives away the penalty. You'd really like to see that cleaned up a little bit. Just not to give him the extra shot on post. It's a goaler's dream if they have a missed shot to get the penalty called.
Speaking from experience.
Yeah, it's speaking from the position of being a coach as well. You don't want to give away all that hard work that you do in just trying to put that shot off by a penalty.
And Gray not put off there by next hip. 14 from 15 for the game so far.
She's really been their playmaker, putting the shots up, making the defenders accountable for actually being over her shot, just missing the one. Lovely shot from Hannah Graf. keeping them just in touch.
Oh,
A touch there from Riley Richardson, just going the wrong way as Dylan Nexip was coming out for the ball.
they both read it and had a go. Gray.
Another miss, but no, it's out of court.
Smith's foot
Just
over the line.
heel over the base.
Should have won a size smaller tonight. Next hip. Oh,
It's a very
Step from
unlucky
Barlow.
call there, I think.
yeah.
Thought she took that in the air.
Margin
Just
at
don't know if
2.
it's right having Noonan take that ball in the middle of the court, especially when they've been struggling to get the ball through. Nice outlet ball there by Akek.
Good front position there from Smith. Strong hold, but Gray elects to pass off. Smith under the post. Only shot 4 in the third quarter. He's got 4 already in the third quarter. Hanegraaff, uncontested. Great shot.
Just a turnover there from Falcons trying to get the ball in. Everyone's sitting a little flat and there wasn't really any angle to get the ball to someone.
Yeah.
It would have been nice just to have someone once again punching through instead of just sitting and waiting.
Jovic and Richardson. Quick 1-2. Next hit, he was there. Great hand to McKeck in front of Richardson. And Maddie Balson, she's probably been a little bit quiet since quarter time.
Yeah, Parkville did a really good job last quarter, and we kind of saw Balson kind of come out, not have as much impact in the second quarter. If she can start to have some impact, maybe get a couple of touches, I really think City West could take this game. So great drive there from Maddie Gray, and she finishes. Lovely shot. Out to 3 goals there for City West Falcons and Parkville Centre. Akek again with a touch. She's really had some impact in this quarter.
Yeah, she's really sticking close to Molly Jovic.
Jovic is a talented player. Quite lucrative, Fury player. Is a real talent in the world of Victorian netball. So, well done to her, especially this quarter, getting herself some touches. And again, under the post is Maddie Gray.
And that's primarily because Smith's being double teamed. Do you think that's Panthers' best move?
Yeah, no, I don't. I really think that, maybe getting a little bit more physical on Josh Smith. Dylan Dexip's known for being, strong and physical, and maybe just getting into the head of Josh will work a little better, making him have to take the shot. Look, any missed shot though Josh has had tonight, he's really taken the rebound. So it's I guess it's a hard call. There is a little bit of a height difference, but Dylan Nexip does have a decent leap. So and great timing. Gray with the goal there. It's out to 4, 33-29. We've got 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
And the Falcons sent a pass, which really it seems to be, although purely based on the scoreline, that there is a scoring end. 5 goals up at quarter time, even at half time. They're out to 4 again, the Falcons.
And I didn't want to say that earlier, but I was really thinking it too. Is there a scoring end? Does it mean that it might set us up for a thrilling last quarter? We can only hope.
Maybe there'll be overtime.
That's right. Look.
Richardson wipes the floor, gets back up. Probably an implied advantage there on the contact from Noonan on Jovic, and Hanegraaff. Feet were out of court to continue playing.
And I think Parkville just are losing control in the front end. I'd like to see them maybe slow it down a little bit, make sure that they do have the option, start punching through onto the edge of the circle, and then just deliver a nice ball to either of the two. Both of them have a height advantage, so if they can get either of them on a decent hold, I think the ball can get into the circle really easily. So
great work from Adamson and Richardson there to hold Maggie Lind and Noonan really high in that goal third. Smith.
I think Jake Noonan's been quite impressive today. He came up from the under-23s and has made his first open scene this year. And has done a great job of just being steady, getting the ball through the court. But, you know, he really is a defensive centre and I think is really giving Riley Richardson something to think about. You know, their matchup's probably really even. They're both doing a lot of work defensively to keep each other off the edge of the circle.
I think there's been times where both have been able to dominate for a couple of minutes here and there, but overall quite even.
Yeah.
Martin now, big outlet from Noonan. Gray just misread the direction of the pass, and the Panthers have a chance to claw one back.
And look, one of the changes that has happened in the last few weeks has been the addition, the injection of Adam Franz in the last quarter.
Yep.
From City West.
That was a massive play, I think, in the prelim final. He came on at three-quarter time, and they won the last quarter by 11 goals. Yeah, City West.
It was, and I think there were some other things that happened there. I thought the matchup in the defensive circle. I thought Matty Bolson came on in that game and took charge defensively and really gave them something else to think about. We also saw Jane Cook go from keeper to goal shooter in that game. So I think, you know, it'll be interesting to see what will happen. But, you know, they've got a 3-goal lead still with 3.5 minutes to go. It's just back to 2 now. You know, what will Matthew Blumley choose to do?
I guess he's got options, but does he recognise that the moving circle's been really beneficial for them so far? They've been able to get 6 and 5 goal leads. Whether that's enough and whether momentum's going to be with them is probably going to determine whether they'll come out with a win or not, or whether they take that risk and play with someone who's significantly taller in the shooting circle and try and conjure up something else.
And again, that extra penalty, just giving the goaler another shot. You know, if Cam Martin can clean that one up, you know, they would have had a rebound. The ball goes down the other end. It's not back to 1 goal.
With the centre pass to follow for the Panthers. Hanegraaff swings it, and then that was a great drive. And finished. Ties it up at 34 apiece. 10 all in this quarter. 2.5 minutes to go in the third term. Lind and Gray.
Nice quick hands from Gray again.
Macy Barlow out of play, and Gray continuing her fine form in goals. Just 2 misses for the game.
Jake Noonan just needed to change his body up then. I think he could have come down with the ball instead of knocking it out of court. I think that's something that might just come with time and experience of being on court. You know, when can you turn and actually get up for the ball? Good take there from Corey Nexhip. But great defence there from Bulson.
Probably wasn't the best pass, but he made his way to it. Corey Nexhip. Martin now.
Look, that's the sign of a good goaler, is a goaler that's willing to chase the ball down and not go to the space where they want to get, where they want the ball to go to.
Yep.
So
offside on that attempt from Richardson, so Gray will take a penalty pass, free pass inside the circle. Nexhip came out and through the hands of Smith, but Gray backs up. Gray makes it 2 with the Falcons centre. Lind. Smith was all alone in the circle, and Brody Roberts is warming up along the Panthers bench.
Yeah,
so
interesting to see what move gets made by Panthers here. Whether they want to put Brody back into the goal circle. Look, there's been a couple of times where he's come on and really changed game by playing centre, just injecting his speed and his athleticism in the mixed format of the game in centre. I wonder whether that's something that both teams are going to look at, is changing the boy through the middle of the court.
Yep.
The game has been pretty high intensity, and you can see both the two centres gasping for some air here. Next hip under the posts. I think that'll pretty much do it for us. Maybe not. There's still 5 seconds to go in the quarter. It's got to get in quickly from Parkville.
Oh, smart move from Hanegraaff. And
Lovely
she nets
shot.
it.
Puts it back to even.
12 all that quarter. So the Panthers and the Falcons head to the benches at three-quarter time. Dead even, 36 apiece. And
Lovely
she nets
shot.
it.
Puts it back to even.
12. Noonan, no one on him.
Lovely ball under the post. Great vision there from Jake Noonan. Puts the ball in.
It'd be great if they could convert the break. They've been a little patchy in this second quarter.
Casey Adamson there.
Jovic and Richardson. Quick 1-2. Next hit, he was there. Great hand to McKeck in front of Richardson.
You know, quite lucrative, you know, Fury player.
Maggie Lind and Noonan really high in that goal third. Smith swings it, and then that was a great drive. And finished.
Got to get in quickly from Parkville.
Oh, smart move from Hanegraaff. And
Lovely
she nets
shot.
it.
Puts it back to even.
12 all that quarter. So the So back for the last quarter, all tied up at the minute, 36 apiece, the Panthers and the Falcons. Great shooting stats all round. Hanegraaff 5 from 6 in the third quarter, next hit 7 from 8, Smith 5 from 7 and Gray 7 from 8. Gray most prolific on court. And immediately...
Costly. Not sure what that was for. I think it was maybe for delaying back onto the court there, City West. That could be costly. Scores at 36 all. And great ball in from Corey next hip.
12 all in the third quarter too.
And there is one change. It does look like Casey Adamson and Macy Barlow have switched in goal defence and wing defence there for Parkville Panthers. Maybe just to try and change up what it is that Maddie Gray's playing on. I think, you know, so far for me, she's definitely been the player of the match.
She's the most prolific on court, 20 from 22 at 91%.
It's big for a goal attack.
And next hip scores the first of the final quarter against the run of the centres. Richardson, beautiful ball, great vision to next hip. That's his 20th of the game from 24. Falcons.
It's really unlucky there. Richardson, like we've seen throughout the game, is quite strong off that line and can accelerate onto the ball quite well and just needs to get a touch. Great hold there from Josh Smith under the post. Shot at goal and it's in. Brings it back to 1. Parkville with the centre.
Smith 17 from 20 for the game, 85%.
Great touch there, yeah. Great arms. Just giving away that penalty inside the circle though. Corey Nexip's really hard to beat if he can get himself on a nice settled hold. He's really strong-bodied. Any defender, tall or smaller, that can move around is going to find that hold really hard to get. Circle edge by City West here. Probably not the best option to get that ball into Josh Smith on the drive there.
Yeah, Dylan Nexip right on his tail.
That's right.
Maggie Lynn holds it up.
Little clogged here. But it opens up for Gray and she's got the ball. Adamson out of play. Another goal there for Maddie Gray.
So the Panthers looking to continue their unbeaten season. Richardson. That was to the wrong space. Cam Martin was still moving around Hannah Graf and picked it off. Gray, Lind, Noonan. Quick back play to Smith and over the top to Gray. Great take. Evens it up again at 39 apiece. Nexip looked early, only half committed to it. It's Smith with the missed shot, and it looked like it came off Nexip last, but
I think that one comes
Panthers
down to his footwork as well, just getting that ball, being prepared early. He took the ball back foot, landed it, put him a little bit further away from the post, a little more riskier on the shot. I think that he gets...
It's rid of Bolson. Of Nexip's hands, but... And Panther lead again with the... Bolson saw it, but was too...
Hesitated there. Could have... Graph with this shot. Same thing happens again. There's been a couple where they've just missed it, given away the penalty, and like that one with Hannah Graf scoring. Back and have another serves. There, a little bit of a go at the ball.
Yeah, an
a bit of a glare, I think, from... No stranger for having a goal at the ball. And Smith with the goal. 10 minutes to go for the towel. It's not surprised that there's a little bit of sweat at the court.
Yeah, it's about the side.
It is quite grateful that I get to spend my day air conditioner.
The restart. And just something in the attack.
It's a good 4 here by him off the edge of the circle.
Contacted on the Bolson, but
that just was one or the other. I think it was all if there was nothing happening, or quick shot, but
good footwork from Cam.
Balanced. Adamson there with cool. Most onto the ball. Penalty pass was shot here for me. And lovely shot there to even.
She's not put
pass as well for Falcons here.
The last quarter, and we're still that time.
Quite happy with 9 minutes to go in ball game. And Falcons just take one.
A holding pass for Jovic.
Yeah. But it has been
lifted.
She's certainly kept without being impact as special. I thought there maybe might have needed to be there. She just kind of wandered off in the second half and 2-goal lead. And the ball back.
It was to somewhere that could have auctioned it off.
To someone that just kind of sat. Knew who it was.
Tip.
Great drive circle, but not an option there. Really easy option under the post.
To 1 with the Panther centre part. Even it up again. Sippen decided against on the space. Jovic on if she was a better pass from Hannah.
I think Richardson, but Falcons with an opportunity. Noonan, Lind, bit of a sloppy. Finds Smith under the post. And Josh Smith can't finish. It's out to
Great,
Maddie.
mops up.
And again, she finishes it up.
Great attempt.
Brodie Roberts off the bench there, which I think might need to happen.
The Panthers in the circle. 6 from 10. Falcons, they have dropped off. And just 6 over 9 minutes of as Gray. Porter, she's 6 from 6. This
Probably the change that I just throw a bit.
Richardson off, Brodie Center.
And Brodie's a strong mover, and we see it there, just getting through and just an attacking thing, mostly in the circle as well. A Corey next hip to Falcon end floor. It's still ledge, but they seem to be able to get it to go.
Onside, brilliant. Noonan could.
Really, he's just making me sad. No. But that is the thing that up with the ball. His great defense. Going to reward the team, and he great shot there. It's come.
Jovic just heck, but by the umpire, Cam Smith and move in the hand to it. Falcons in just over 4 minutes remaining. Smith.
Lind a couple of times tonight. And Gray pass as well to consolidate here from now. Circle, put the shots up. There's no 46 to go. There we go. Exactly what Park they come up with the ball and
Heck. Hands to it. Adam.
Oh, yeah, I think that's the right call.
Into the ball. And you'd go close to MVP.
Yeah, I would go. I've been on the outside of the circle and put the ball through the ring. You know?
94%.
That's right.
That brought a heck of a lot of work out the
eventual and just setting up Josh Smith as well. Lovely. Keeping it. It's not over yet. One turnover.
2.5 minutes and the Falcons just trying to play the ball away instead of trying to get deeper into attack. Moving very quickly now.
Just have a look at the ball into the
pops out. She had 2 on nothing but net. Has to follow, and they'll. So got to worry about this one first. Leaves it wide open. Come up with it now. They're playing Noonan. Maggie Lind, back to Martin. Still 7 can be playing it around.
Just playing it around though, I think it's the defensive pressure. It's a really struggle to get the ball through.
The goal third.
45 seconds remaining.
Maggie
swings the body Gray with the front cut. Lovely shot. It's in.
And that's it for the Falcons. 30 seconds remaining. Lead is 9 from 9 in this last quarter. Go
Falcons
Martin, Gray, Rob Noonan over the top. With his 20th, and the Falcons take 9:46. They try quarter, but came incredibly strong. The open final for MLeague. Final thoughts on?
I think that it's probably people were expecting, but you know, all guns put a really line-up onto court, showed that they deserved to win. They were, I think, the team really deserved the.
Yeah, the whole game. I don't think there was anyone that was really. We were probably anticipating perhaps just from the bench. We didn't know minds what they were happy with, whether they with the challenger. It's got off to a great start. To be able to leave, you take that any day of the week, and they were able to. I guess we Panthers were able to come home in the.
Yeah, correct. It's been 2 finals tonight. Netball in right now. I think junior players from all our open 23 and under men's, and in all 3 matches, all 2 matches, sorry, tonight. Correct. The future is very bright. Talent. Look, the city with 1 open who's new to opens, and the other 3 are so. That the future is for boys, and the US team, VMMNA girls are from the under 19. Certainly, and Gray definitely deserved performers for City West. So, yeah, quite sitting in Victoria.
So thanks from the State Netball Hockey Centre for the 2007 finals. Cats in the open medal won over the Blackhawks, 49-40 Panthers. We hope you enjoy the couple again next year. And an 18 Australian champion in Sydney. Until then,